Welcome back to Hunt Training. It's been quite a while. My name's Jesse. If you guys know, I obviously used to shoot guns quite a bit, but life sometimes takes its turns and things change. Not that I still don't 100% believe in the Second Amendment and want to shoot guns and have a hobby. It's just I haven't been able to lately. And, you know, obviously some things have happened in the last couple weeks that really have shown how bad we are in this country. It shows one side gaining a martyr and coming together as a country, and Christians coming together and bringing people to Christ, and even just showing how far lost the leftist or the Democrats or the far left is. And you can sit here and argue that it's just the leftist, or the Democrats aren't the problem, it's the people on the far left. Well, the Democrats have become complacent and allowed the leftist, the far left, to steer the entire Democrat Party. And that's why we have all these people who believe that normal everyday conservatives are fascist, which in the grand scheme of things, they actually use fascism whenever they're talking about conservatives. Now, I didn't know Charlie Kirk. I knew who Charlie Kirk was, like most people do. And I actually was at a Turning Point event. I believe it was 2018 or 2019, the spring of 2019, at Montana State University, where I went to school, my alma mater. I remember, there was a little bit of protesting and stuff there. It was an indoor event, not a very big event, but I remember Candace Owens, and they were just there speaking. It wasn't really, there wasn't many, there were still questions fielded, but there wasn't a whole lot. And there was this one, and at that point, Antifa guy there. And I was helping with security on the outside of the event, just extra personnel as, the campus security and the local PD needed. I was just there helping. And I remember at the very end of the whole deal, when we were all, clapping and congratulating, that guy ran into us at the door, and there was the police officers and myself and a couple other guys. He ended up getting taken down, and I didn't take him down. The people right next to me ended up taking him down, and he was screaming, "You killed my people." And with all the celebration of Charlie Kirk's assassination and murder that I've seen in the last 10 days on the left, that memory came rushing back. And the feelings I had then are tenfold what they are now. I am disgusted that those people live in this country. I'm disgusted that those people are part of our political process. I'm disgusted that those people have the ability to say what they can say and use the rhetoric that they use. And I'm disgusted that they think it's okay that murder is a solution and that more conservatives should die, and, and that more people like Charlie should die. And the thing that hurts me the most about the whole Charlie Kirk thing is that I'm very similar in age. I'm 30 years old. He was 31. Very similar beliefs, very conservative, believe in God. He was a much better Christian than I am. I am far removed from the church. I'm not as good as a Christian as I am. I still believe. But, he was a good person. He was obviously, I believe, a better person than I was. But he was 30 years old, and he had 2 young kids and a young wife, just like I do. I have 2 young kids and a wife. And the thought that still makes the hair stand up on my back right now is that those kids have to grow up without a father. And people were cheering for that. People were cheering that Erica, his wife, ends up murdered, and that the kids get to be raised by somebody and they'll only learn to hate their parents. Like, that thought process, I don't even know how that's possible, but it's possible on that side. The other thing that I find really disturbing about this entire deal. Charlie was a master debater. We knew that. Kids that showed up and tried to debate his points or debate him in college campus that were most of the time unprepared got schooled. He spoke with factual data. He spoke in truth, and he put his faith out there too, which has been frowned upon the last 10 years. And some people, for some reason, have determined that to be rhetoric, that he used hateful rhetoric. And if Charlie is anything like me, which, and I know you are like that, you only wish that people live happy, prosperous lives. You don't wish death or harm to anyone unless somebody comes to harm me and my family. Then obviously we're going to take care of that. But the idea that people should, harm other people because of their political beliefs is mind-blowing to me. I just can't understand it. And we still have a Democratic Congresswoman, Ilhan Omar, who says Charlie Kirk's memory should be thrown in the dustbin of history because of his hateful rhetoric. And there was nothing hateful about his rhetoric whatsoever. His rhetoric was in truth and in Christ. He didn't wish ill will on anyone. And I'm really concerned about where that leaves us as a country. Obviously, conservatives, and honestly, a lot of people in the middle, and those typical moderate Democrats, Bill Maher, for example, are looking at the Democrat Party and the lefts and the leftists like they have two heads and that they're absolutely crazy, as they should. And you have Bill Maher on the one side of this, and you have Jimmy Kimmel on the other, who blatantly lies about something, and then he gets fired for it, and then complains that his First Amendment right is being infringed on. When your First Amendment protects you from the government, it doesn't protect you from your employer. And if you say something that costs your employer money, that is a blatant lie, and then you double down and say, hey, I'm not going to apologize, I'll say it again, no wonder you're going to get your show canceled. No wonder you're going to get fired. Like, I cannot believe the hypocrisy, the flat out crazy that's on the left. Like, they're waxed. They've completely lost their mind. I am devastated that our country has come to this point. We have so long advocated the last thing we want to do is have a war. The last thing we want is civil war. The last thing I want to do is pull my gun out and have to use it. We only wish good for the people around us. And unfortunately, I don't see it getting better. The divide's going to stay there. It's going to keep happening. And the violence is going to come from the left. And unfortunately, us on the right will have to respond at some point. We will have to put Americans down because they have been completely brainwashed by this leftist ideology. And it's devastating. It's sad. I'm going to leave you with this. I'm going back to talking on the internet about these topics because it needs to be said. If I can affect a 1/100% the people that Charlie did, then I will call myself successful. I am nowhere near the man or the Christian that he is. I can only strive to be better every day and become somebody like Charlie was. So, Charlie, rest easy. God bless your family. And God, please bless those two children. And if anybody should come out to harm somebody because of their political beliefs, I hope that a firestorm meets you and you are put in the ground faster than you came out of it. Because it doesn't belong anywhere in this country or this world. But unfortunately, you've done woke the sleeping bear. Just like Yamato was worried about during World War II, why didn't you attack the mainland? Because you were afraid of all the Americans around toting guns. You just literally shot the nice guy who represents all the people toting guns. So, way to go. Good luck. God bless. We're going back to gun videos. I'm going to figure out a way. We're going back to gun videos, going back to the political stuff. We're going to do it. We're going to talk about it. It's got to be out there. I don't care what it takes. You know, we're going to be on here talking about this, making these videos, because even if one person sees it and it helps them, you know, it'll be good. God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time on Hunt Trading. And thank you, Charlie. Thank you for what you did. We can never repay you, and we'll never live up to what you were able to do.